If you put God first, you will have everything you need. Allow God to cleanse you by removing sins from your lives and transforming you into new creatures in Christ. And allow Him to work on you every day to make you what you need to be for Him in this life. Change begins when you accept Jesus with all your heart. When we let go of your selfish nature, when we allow Him to take over the wheel of your life. Regardless of how you were before when you haven't met God, He will change you and cares more about your heart than your appearance or your sinful past. Give God the throne of your heart, and He will change your desires so that you can be entirely fulfilled in Him. Consider what is most significant in the great scheme of things. Everything on earth is transient and ephemeral. Nothing will last, but God's dominion will never cease. He is the only one deserving of our attention. He is the only one on whom we should be focused. No matter what stage of life you're in, keep God first, for the treasures of this world are disappearing, and all of our earthly desires will disappoint us in the end. So store up your treasure in heaven, where nothing can be destroyed. Seek first the kingdom of God, and all of these things will be added to you. He will meet all of your needs, Jesus said. Prioritize God's concern over our own and seek His agenda with all of our hearts. When we do this, Jesus promises everything we need and desire will be given to us as long as it is in accordance with His will. Does this imply that we will have an entirely trouble-free life in every other way? Not quite. What it means is that if you devote yourself to God's cause in this world and obey His words rather than worrying about your personal needs, He will provide you with everything you need to do His will and glorify Him. Aside from believing in God, it is also important to have faith. These two are both needed in our lives so that we can completely surrender everything to God. One of today's most popular phrases is, live by faith, not by sight. By faith rather than sight, I mean that I am blind on my own and faith serves as my vision. I used to be blind, but with faith, I am able to see the truth about Jesus. Faith is believing that God's will triumph over ours. Faith is letting go and trusting in God, giving your worries and concerns to Jesus, and casting your troubles on Him. Faith is spiritual conviction rather than proof. It is the conviction of things not seen combined with the assurance of things hoped for. What you believe is the result of your faith. As we can see, the key to faith is in letting go. God cannot intervene if you continue to hold on to your problems, anxieties, fears, discouragements, and frustrations. How can He influence your situation if you're clinging to it? How can God intervene if you're holding on to everything negative? So let it go. Let it go. Letting go of everything means letting go of things over which you have no control. This is needed to be more than just a conqueror. It is necessary to give it to God. This is why Jesus stated, "Not my will, but thine be done." This entails letting go of all fear, anxiety, concern, and stress, as well as admitting that our ability to deal with life's most difficult situations is limited. Surrendering means admitting we can't handle it and placing our trust in God. You are fostering faith in your life when you reach the point where you say to yourself, "I cannot fix, move it," and then acknowledge that God can. Take note, the only time you are permitted to give up your problems is when you decide to have faith in God. Rather than trying to do everything yourself, tell God about it and leave the rest to Him. Abraham trusted in his calling and willingly sacrificed his own son Isaac to God. God's request to sacrifice Isaac was neither unloving nor capricious. Instead, it's a lovely depiction of Abraham's faith and God's provision. God was testing Abraham's faith in him by asking him to sacrifice Isaac. The woman with the blood problem let go of her situation and trusted God after doing everything she knew and all the medical treatments available. She was in desperate need of healing. So much so that she didn't care for what other people thought, or at least she didn't let her fear stop her. She was also hopeful that Jesus' power could heal her. In the eyes of the Lord, faith and determination are extremely valuable. It is impossible to please God without faith. Her faith in touching the hem of his garment was sufficient to heal her. We, like Abraham and the woman with the blood issue, should have faith in God, trusting him with everything and being willing to give him our best. Though we may not fully comprehend his plans, he provides for all of our needs in his providence. All he requires is that we be willing. Believe even now and have faith, despite how difficult life seems to be. Believe that God will intervene in your family, son, daughter, marriage, finances, career, and all of the aspects in your life. Believe and have faith that you can have healing and peace even now. When you have established your faith in God, always remember who you are as a person, changed by God because the devil is preoccupied and intends to eliminate you in every way he can. It's all around us every day, from the tunes we hear on the radio to the awful things we see on television. And it's so easy to fall into the trap of negativity and poisonous experiences. It infiltrates our heart and ears and clings to us like a parasite, stealing the very essence of God's splendor from us. It can make you ill, sad, or even angry. Pay attention to what is taking up space in your life and producing poisonous energy. If it's negative, we need to get rid of it. Our Father wants us to be at peace and fulfill our role in His kingdom. He wants us to be joyous and free. In John chapter 14, verse 27 of the Bible, it reads, "I give you my peace, which I leave with you." God does not offer to you what the world gives. Allow not your heart be troubled or fearful. We cannot be at peace if we allow negativity to obstruct our path. Sometimes we must cut things off. Know when to walk away with situations, people that hinders our faith in God. Cast your cares on the Lord, and He will revive your relationships, finances, that job, friends, or whatever it is that you need. Trust His words and stand in faith, knowing that you have chosen to relinquish your grip of negativity before they drown out God's purpose for your life. Indeed, we all have flaws, but rather than beating yourself up over them, see yourself through the eyes of God. God sees you and considers you to be so valuable that He sent His Son to pave the way for you to return to where you belong, which is in right standing and fellowship with Him. God sees you not only as who you are, but also as who you are becoming. The instruction is to walk or live according to what God has to say about you, not according to a man's opinion. You should envision yourself living in Jesus, free of the enemy's guilt and humiliation, free of condemnation. In Jesus, you should envision yourself living in peace, boldness, and self-control rather than perplexity, rage, and fear. Take Jesus to where your heart was shattered, where you were hurt, where you heard the stinging criticism that pierced you to the core. For the Bible says, He heals the brokenhearted and puts remedy on their wounds. There is no pit too deep for God to raise you out of and dust you off. And there is no darkness too dark for God's light to shine through.